What's up, everybody? It's another Mix It Up podcast. I'm your host, Joel Hawkins, and of course, I'm here with my buddy.
It's Joel.
Yeah. So today we're doing another One OK Rock. Okay, Wasted Nights. It came out 4 years ago, has 53 million views, so we're going to check it out. It's 4 years ago, so it's probably, I don't know, it could be one of their first music videos they put out, one of like the secondary, it could be a second album, third. I don't know how long they've been.
Knows nothing.
They're fairly young to have had 4 years in between music videos. I'm not saying that's the amount of time. They've obviously done some other stuff, but I'm just saying 4 years between what we're watching. But because we just watched Renegades and that was dope. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you know when new things are coming out. And check out the mk5store.com. We got some stuff on sale. Remember, it's the number 5, not written out 5. So yeah, let's go and check this out. And I'm excited. You excited about it?
I think so.
That doesn't sound very... Sounds like an impoverished excitement.
Spell that.
Doesn't make sense either. I should just do captions. Stop messing around. Oh, they're unavailable.
Must be something in the water. Feel like I can take the world. Throw the weight up on my shoulders, 'cause I won't even feel the burn. Don't be afraid to dive. Be afraid that you didn't try. These moments remind us why we're here, we're so alive. Let's live like we're immortal. Maybe just for tonight. We're thinking about tomorrow. Yeah, when the sun comes up. 'Cause by this time tomorrow, we'll be talking about tonight. Keep doing what we want, we want, we want. No more wasted nights. ただ過ぎゆく時間に気を止める必要はない。何かを失えばまた何か手にする。Don't be afraid to dive. 何もせずはもっと怖い。These moments remind us why ここで生きる意味は Let's live like we're immortal. Maybe just for tonight. We're thinking about tomorrow.
Not what I thought it was going.
No, that is not what I thought it was going to be. If I can say, like, they're obviously a very talented group, writing, producing, the singing, the musicality, all that stuff. But did that not feel like it was a little bit churchy and country thrown in there?
With the
anthem and epicness of it? Yeah. Like, that could have been a praise and worship song from, like, now at a mega church. Like, but it's a song about, I don't want to waste my life anymore. Let's just get foobarred and have fun as friends. Like, that's, I don't want to have wasted nights of me sitting inside playing video games. I want to go out and experience life and see the world around me, party with my friends, have fun. And I'm like, wow, it sounded like a praise and worship song. Like, I immediately thought I was like,
it wouldn't take much to change it to that.
Jesus in there somewhere, it would work. But nah, it was definitely, they're good at writing anthems and epics. Like, very drawn out notes, pulling out that tone where it's but he has a great, good pitch control where he does those little warbles. Like, he can pull those up and down very quickly, but they're not so drastic where it sounds like he's trying to do a run or something, you know? But yeah, that literally, it gave me the goosebumps that those types of songs would normally give. But then again, if you just replaced a couple words, it'd be talking about Jesus. Like, it's just, he saved my soul. Like, it's like one shade away from that. And I'm pretty sure there's probably been like 20 Christian groups who have stolen what they just did and turned it into a praise and worship song. But no, yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was very epic. And you could tell this was their anthem about kind of like YOLO, but not as corny. Because whenever that stuff came out, I looked at that and went, that's dumb. You only live once, so die in a car wreck because you're being stupid? Like, I had a lot of friends that was the excuse they used to do stupid shit to end their life soon.
Like, no, that's not how this works.
That's stupid.
So, all right, so you can answer this. This is quick, simple question.
Yeah.
Water and drums. How much does that screw up the drum set?
Depends. Okay, so you can get, faux heads, like fake heads, not real ones. I mean, it's wood grain that's sealed.
Yeah.
Most drums. Some of them are more like light stained or something like that. Yeah, those would have been ruined in just water hitting it over time. Because I don't care what they stain it with. It's not going to be like waterproof sealer for like decks and porches. So yeah, but you can use like faux drums, like especially your toms and stuff, because any rain you're throwing in there, that's where it's going to sit on. Your kick drum will probably be okay unless you start flooding the place, then you might have more issues. But it gives the effect of when you're hitting the drums and the water shoots out.
Oh, I get all of that.
Yeah.
Me playing saxophone, I'm like, you can't put a saxophone in water. I would
love to have put a real microphone in all of those recordings and listen to the drummer. Because it probably sounded like absolute garbage, him hitting it.
That's the bloopers.
Yeah, it'd be like, because you can see the vibration when the water hits and drum hits and it just goes, and it just sprinkles. If it was a real drum head, that water would have been popping like 15 feet in the air. And you can tell when they do that. When a drummer hits something like that and the water goes directly straight up, that means it's a real drum head. They don't care. They're just going to ruin some drum heads. But yeah, they use the faux drum head, which gives way more. So it does splash up type thing, but it doesn't it's not so tight that the water will just shoot, Yeah. But it's not good for drum heads. I would love to know the drummer that was like, I'm just going to play with this. Like, after it was soaked for like 18-hour shoot, I think I'll just play with this. But what I'd like to know is how, because I've done it before and I can tell you that all the players that I did a video like that with, they used instruments that were mostly already broken.
pawn shop shopping.
Yeah, and they didn't plug them into real cords. It was always dummy cords because you don't want to take the risk of water being on there when you do plug it in for real.
Frying yourself.
And the amps were usually boxes just made to look like amps, but weren't real. Wasn't plugged into anything because that. I would love to know how many bands in the history of music videos have actually plugged in real electric instruments while rain was being poured on them. I would love to know if someone died that way, because that would be some Darwinian shit right there. But yeah, they mostly use faux heads, like just fake heads that are just meant for the purpose of watching the water flip and do stuff. And mainly because all you have to do is with the drum key, you just unscrew all those things. You pull the head out, put the lip back over, and So, I mean, it's a pain in the ass, but it's not like it's going to break the bank, so to speak. But those drum heads are not cheap. Like real ones, they're not cheap.
I remember in marching band, you'd be out there and it starts raining. And it's like, okay, woodwinds, get your ass inside because your instrument's about to fucking fall apart. Brass, keep going. And like, oh, like paper. Man.
Yeah. No, I have oxidation inside the tube. I got to repair that somehow. Yeah. I mean, if you got out that brass and put it like immediately in some kind of air dryer where it can flow through it, I think it'd be okay, wouldn't it?
I mean, like trumpets and stuff, they can take a bath. Like you can literally submerge it in waters. Like you do that with woodwinds. There's pads under those keys. They just get soaked and you just screwed up everything.
Have you ever heard like a trumpet actually have some water in it when someone's playing it? Does it sound weird? I mean, I know there's going to be spittle in there, but...
It sounds like gurgling. And then you just turn and go... And it just spit flies everywhere.
Dude, that was always the grossest thing when a buddy of mine played trombone. And it was he had ridiculously like wet mouth syndrome, and it was just so disgusting because every other person in the orchestra when they were playing and I was watching them play was like, drip. And he'd be like, okay, let's go back to playing. He'd be like, and I'm like, what are you making out with that thing? Jeez. Are you hawking a loogie before you start playing? I gotta get everything waxed up on the inside. It was so disgusting.
We had that with saxophone. You just flip it over. It just trail. All the stuff you didn't know about instruments.
It's literally just
they harbor spit.
It's like you've got slugs just chilling up in the inner workings, just like slime trails just coming out of that thing. It's so disgusting.
Why you gotta clean them?
But no, I like the video. I like the song. I like the meaning. It is tripping me out that it did sound like a praise and worship song. It is really tripping me out because I'm like, they could have taken off two elements and it wouldn't have sounded like that. But because those two elements are there, the choir and then the elongated, drawn out word. What?
Let's see if I can look up and find it.
A praise and worship song?
There might have been somebody that just be like, you know what? I'm just going to put Jesus here. The Lord here.
No, I promise you no one's done that. Because that would be extremely disrespectful.
They're
honestly.
a local band.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
There's somebody.
And they're just like jelly of their fact. And they're like, I'm going to make their song into praise and worship. Oh, down the west.
If the song already works, you don't have to
and they call it Jesus Nights. Jesus Nights. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, sorry guys. I know that we're not disrespecting them. We actually like them really a lot. Like especially Renegades. I love that song. We might do some more over the next coming months, so we'll have to check them out more. I don't know how they're going to do view-wise because they do okay on here, but they should be more popular.
There's a lot of groups that have talent.
There's a lot of groups that are like that. We haven't come across really a group yet where it's like, man, they suck. Why are they popular? You know, we haven't come across that yet, but I'm sure those exist. I'm sure they exist somewhere. No, don't even say that. No, she's not bad. She's
great.
Oh my goodness, you're such a snob. Wait, of that trifecta, the Iggy, Nicki, Cardi, which one do you think is best? See, that's just the style you don't like. That's all it is. You just don't like that style.
It's just ignorant. People out there that know what that means. No, I said it right. Say that word wrong. It's ignorant.
Ignorant. When I say it, I definitely sound like a white person.
Well, you would say ignorant.
Ignorant. Yeah.
Ignorant and ignorant, two different meanings.
Yeah, true. No, I knew that.
And there are some people like, no, it doesn't. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Are you confused
No
out
cap.
there? Yeah, it's two different
No
things.
cap. It does. Well,
Yes.
I mean, we'll have to see what else they come up with. I think next we're gonna check out another DPR Ian. So, anyways,
Hey, 2 for 2, good. So yeah,
don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you know when new things are coming out. Check out the MK5 store. We got some stuff on sale there. And you guys have a killer day and keep being your awesome selves. Better health, better wealth, my friends.